Oh man, what is happening here? Active desktop recovery, let's get that back. Jeez. Of course this happens when I'm trying to make a video. Anyway, welcome back guys. Today we'll be trying out a very requested operating system called Tiny Core Linux. Tiny Core Linux is a modern version of Linux that's extremely tiny, as the name might suggest, and it is designed for old computers. Now, quite a while ago at this point, I tried another similar distribution called PsychoS, and then I didn't feel like it lived up to its name because the Linux kernel that was on that was kernel 4 or something, and Tiny Core's kernel should be a bit more modern than that. So let's see how Tiny Core Linux runs on some of my older hardware.
This is ONYX1K.
Alright, so while looking into Tiny Core Linux, I realized that it works very differently from any other Linux distribution that I've ever used. Essentially how it works is that on startup, it'll load a fresh installation of itself to your RAM every time, even if you have it installed. And then everything else that it has to load, loads them as modules, including packages that you have installed. So essentially what that means, no matter what computer you try this on, you're going to have an extremely fast and smooth user experience, which I think is really cool. I actually didn't know that at first. There are 3 different versions of Tiny Core Linux: Core, Tiny Core, and Core Plus. Core is just the base system that has only a command line and no graphical user interface. Tiny Core is essentially the same thing as Core, except this one has an FLTK-based window manager called FLWM running on an X server. And Core Plus, the reason why it's so big, at least comparatively to the other two, is that not only does this have a lot more desktop options like ICE window manager, JWM, all that other kind of stuff, but it also has a ton of modules for Wi-Fi and a couple other things pre-installed. So let's burn the ISO image and get ready to test out Tiny Core. So I'm over here on my Windows 2000 machine. I'm going to go ahead and connect to my NAS so I can get the ISO burned, and I changed the IP address on my server. Okay, 1 second. Oh yeah, this is classic Windows NT behavior. Well, anyways, we'll be testing Tiny Core on a wide variety of different older machines, starting out with my Windows 98 machine, which has a 500 megahertz Pentium 3, I think like 512 megs of RAM, something like that, and an NVIDIA Riva TNT2, which actually was given to me by a fan. Thank you, cowboy hat guy. Your legacy lives on for sure. Okay, there we go. Now we're back on my server. I need to grab a CD. Hold on. Load up my good friend Image Burn. Okay, so I have my boot media right here and ready. I also made a boot floppy, just because some of the machines I'm going to be using here, like my Windows 98 machine, does not support booting from the CD drive. So I'm using something new. It's called the all-in-one boot floppy, the only boot floppy you'll ever need. So I hope that works. Let's see if it does. I do not remember which one on my KVM is my 98 machine, but I think it's number 5. Let me see. Nope. Okay, it's number 4. Okay. Well, we don't want that. Welcome to the all-in-one boot floppy. Okay, this is all keyboard configuration, blah, 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 blah. Oh, we got mem tests as well? That's cool. Rub invaders? What? Is that the right one? Yes, it is. Okay, so there's quite a bit of options here. This is the full version of Tiny Core. So we have default FLWM top side. Then we have Joe's window manager, IceWM, I know about that, Fluxbox, Hackedbox, OpenBox, FLWM, XGI, Tiny Core, and then we have other things here like with Wi-Fi extension and all that kind of stuff. Let's try the default. Okay, I'm probably going to want to go plug in an Ethernet cable to this thing because, yeah, I'm going to want to get on the internet, duh. Yeah, see, look at that. Linux kernel 6.12.11, like this is new. Well, there you go, look at that, right away. Oh, that's cool. Whoa, it's like actually smooth too. Again, this is on my 500 megahertz Pentium 3. Wait, what? Okay, it's transparent, but like kind of. You see, that's the Tiny Core background there. It like will change. Okay, hold on. Yeah, 6.12.11 Tiny Core, blah, 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 blah. Do we have NeoFetch? No NeoFetch. Can I ping? Network unreachable. Okay, so we don't have network interface drivers. Here, let's see what we got here. Mount tool, run program apps. What are in the apps? Pick the fastest mirror. Okay, oh, this is an app store. Well, yeah, I don't really have that. Control panel, utilities, there's system stats. What does it tell me? CPU, see, okay, yeah, see, look, it tells me. Genuine Intel, Pentium 3, 500 megahertz. We're actually 1 megahertz over. Ain't that some good shit, huh? And it gives me all the flags, FPU, VME, DE, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and it gives me a list of all the bugs too. That's nice. So we have CPU meltdown, Spectre V1, Spectre V2, spec store bypass. Yeah, it's all looking pretty like whatever. Memory. We have, yeah, 512 megabytes of RAM about. Okay, this is very cool. What else can I do? Okay, and that's the install. There's Wi-Fi stuff here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go pull a hard drive out of a box and seeing if I can just install TinyCore on this machine. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see, but in there, that entire thing is full of hard drives. So I'm gonna find one that's suitable. I actually don't know if I have that many IDE drives to choose from in here, but we'll see. I believe I found the perfect one. This is just a normal Seagate 40 gigabyte drive, and this is the inside of my legendary Windows 98 machine. I couldn't get the power to fit at the bottom, so yeah, that's fine. Ooh, floppy disk failure. Well, that's really good. And also IDE primary not detected. Okay. There's no way that's a bunked drive. What? Okay. Okay, I just put it in 80 gig Western Digital Caviar drive. Let's see if that works. Oh, okay. Well, floppy disk failure again, which I have no idea why, but we have the hard disk this time. Is there anything on this drive? No. Give me 1 second. I want to figure out this floppy disk error. There we go. Okay, this boot floppy is super cool. I'm gonna start using this. Keyboard configuration, blah, 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 just boot from CD. All right, so do we want the same window manager or do we want let's try Joe's window manager. Sleepy Joe? Yeah, it's like almost the same thing. Okay, PC install. Hold disk. It's, okay, it says SDA. Hard drive, hold disk, boom. Let's do, yeah, ext4 is fine. What is okay, boot options. I like that you could just select your boot options here though, that's quite nice. I'm gonna go with the default for now, I'm sure I can change that later in the bootloader configuration. X and GY, yup. We don't need anything for wireless. Installer application, sure. Remaster tool, I don't know what it does, but sure. Let's go. Alright, this is probably gonna take a while, so I'll be back. Okay, it is done. Let's reboot. Let me take out the boot floppy. Oh, there we go. So I do not know what web browser I'm gonna want to put on here, or what I can put on here. We will see, but first I need to figure out how I'm gonna get internet to work. Well, I mean, it booted. We're off the hard drive now. Oh, this is frustrating. Oh, man. We do have my Ethernet card being detected at ETH0. It's just I think the interface on the card is different because I didn't plug it in. It was using 10-base-2 Ethernet the last time it was on, so pause here for a second. All right, so what I'm referencing at here is that the network card that I have installed there is a multi-interface network card. So it has a BNC port for 10-base-2 Ethernet, an AUI port for connecting a 10-base-5 Ethernet connection, and RJ45 for Twisted Pair Ethernet. This card on startup has a media detection process that will switch the card interface from AUI/BNC to the RJ45, whichever one is plugged in. Now, I thought that this was the issue because I didn't plug in the Ethernet cable in time, but that was not the issue at all. I tried troubleshooting networking for quite a while, and I tried a lot of different things because I was trying to get networking to work so I can access the mirror so I can install some programs. Basically, what was happening is that it was detecting my network interface and was showing up at ETH0, but it was not letting me set the IP address manually or use DHCP to obtain an IP address for my network. So I came to the conclusion that it really did not like those Lucent controllers on those 3Com cards I was using, and I tried an Intel Pro 1000 thinking, oh, it's a pretty popular chipset, surely it'll work. And even though it is a 64-bit PCI card, you can kind of just shove in the 32-bit portion of it, and it'll still work with one Ethernet port usable. Doing that, the interface did not even show up at all. So then I remembered that when I made that Macintosh Performance 6360 video a little while back, I put in a network card that, and do not ask me how I remember this, had a Realtek controller on it. So I unearthed my entire desk setup, took out that network card out of my Performa, put it in my machine, and it worked. I finally had working Ethernet after troubleshooting it for probably a total of 6 hours. So it has this kind of apps GUI thing we can actually browse right here. What should I get? Oh, it's like them. Okay. So I just click this and what? Oh, okay, and it's just downloading. All right. Did that just install? Yeah, it did. Oh wow, okay. When using TinyCore Linux, your mileage may vary on the software you can run, specifically when it comes down to hardware. There were a few programs I wanted to try like GIMP and other more modern web browsers, but you cannot, because the Pentium 3 lacks these certain instruction sets. So to run a modern web browser on 32-bit machines, your CPU needs at least SSE2. The earliest CPU to have SSE2 instruction sets was the Intel Pentium 4. The Pentium 3 only has SSE1. So there'll be a lot of things you're going to be straight up missing out on because you're going to be lacking the instruction sets, which is pretty normal on 90s machines and isn't so uncommon. So if you want to have an experience where you can actually do a lot more with TinyCore, I recommend any CPU that's a Pentium 4 and up. Hopefully Quake works, that'd be cool. I don't know if it'll default to software rendering or if it'll try to use my GPU, but I guess we will see. Okay, it really doesn't want to load. I'm gonna reboot, see if I can boot off that install from earlier. I did install Quake, but it doesn't seem to want to launch. Let's see what the terminal says. Ah, Quake not found. Okay, let me reinstall it. Oh, wait, hold on. So there's Quake 2 demo, Quake Forge, and Quake. Let me just, let's download and load, whatever that does. Requested range not satisfiable. Huh. Well, we just got Quake 2. Let's see if, how do we launch that? No available audio device. Let's try a web browser. Let's get Dillo. Let's try Dillo. I believe Dillo is an FLTK browser. There we go. Can I go to Google? There we go. We're on the internet. Let me see if I can. Oh boy. Yeah, so this does not have any JavaScript. Google doesn't really seem to like that. I don't think I'll be able to Google search anything. Here, let's go to a different thing. Okay, the old net. Whoa, dude, the old net's kind of broken too. What's going on? This doesn't look right. Is there something that I have to enable or something? Because half of these packages that I am finding that are available, like that Google tells me that are available, I cannot see here. See, apparently, like, cool stuff like OpenTTD is supposed to be on here, but I searched it for it before and I did not see it. Hold on, let me try it again. Yeah, no, it's just not here. There's also supposed to be a Doom thing as well, like ZDoom, which is a port of Doom, eDuke32, which is a Duke Nukem 3D port. I can go to FrogFind at least and search up my name. But yeah, that's, this is all my stuff, and I can go, oh yeah, my Steam profile. Can I load page images? Yeah, that's my profile picture. I don't know what's up with all this stuff here, but yeah, whatever. I'm gonna try this on 2 other machines. We're gonna try the worst machine first, just because I'm curious on how it'll even boot or whatnot. And then we'll go back to my Pentium 4 machine. And then we'll go back to my Pentium 4 machine to see how it'll boot with that and see if we can actually get stuff running on there. So let's go with the worst machine first. That would be the 90s Linux machine. It has a 90 megahertz Pentium with 32 megabytes of RAM, and the graphics is the onboard Cirrus Logic like GD5434 thing. I'm probably not going to connect it to the internet or anything like that. I just want to see if it'll boot and see how slow it'll be with like the default stuff, which isn't much to play around with, but you know. Oh, bad PNP serial ID checksum. Okay, well, it doesn't want to boot now. Does my boot floppy not work on this kind of an old machine? Let's try this again. Oh, there we go. I don't know what was wrong with that before. That's an issue. I don't even see the optical drive here. It's just floppy and hard disk. Something wicked happened, man. Holy crap. I'm not completely out of ideas yet. I have another 90 megahertz Pentium machine here. It's been a while since I booted this one up though. So this CD drive is also super slow. So this will take a while to boot up. This one it has a little bit more RAM than the other one. This one has 48 megs of RAM, but this one also has a 90 megahertz Pentium. So we'll see how it does with this. Pretty sure that Adaptic SCSI controller that's plugged into that CD drive just allow you to boot thing off the CD, but it was just hanging. So I don't know why that is, but let's just see if I can see it here. Which I can't. What is even on here? Hold on. What? McAfee? Oh. Oh, well, okay. I'm pretty sure this Adaptic SCSI thing is gonna like, yeah, it'll initialize the CD-ROM drive, and if it actually goes well and it sees my CD and it doesn't hang, which I think it is, it should be like, hey, bootable CD detected. Would you like to boot from the CD? That's why I like this Adaptic controller. It does things like that. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit, but it looks like it's just hanging up. Well, it didn't detect my disk, and I don't think this boot floppy is gonna detect my SCSI CD-ROM because it didn't do it before. So, I mean, I'll try it again, but yeah. Okay, so I guess we won't be trying it on a Pentium because none of these systems want to cooperate with me and boot off the CD. So let's skip right to the Pentium 4. All right, so again, this is a 2.8 gigahertz Pentium 4 and should have all the instructions if you want to mess around with whatever you want. Wow, that was fast. Okay. It doesn't really know what my hardware is for graphics, and so it appears to be launching itself in a lower color depth. Like, this just looks awful. We can live with it. Do we have internet? Oh, that's awful. Yeah, we got internet. All right, cool. I would like HTOP. Cool. Now we have HTOP, which I can barely see because the background is transparent. Love to see it. And let's get Pale Moon. But see, like, this is actual modern Linux. Like, it's Linux kernel 6.12. So I'm installing modern programs on that machine from the 90s when it just, like, it's not going to be able to run any of that. Pale Moon. Okay, it auto-completes for me. Okay, it actually, oh, what the fuck? Okay, well, it works. It made my entire screen go LSD mode, but it works. So this is like an actual modern web browser. Can I go to my YouTube channel? Dude, I can't tell a thing what's going on, man. Oh, Wait, no way. Need to see my terminal. Oh, color just... What is happening? Okay, so it's when I tab into Pale Moon, it's like the entire color map changes. Look at that. That's really weird. Holy. Okay, in my IBM Aptiva, I have a ATI Radeon 7000 that is PCI. I think I might throw this in here and then reboot it. Temple OS would never. Okay, well, in theory, the browser can load it. This entire setup is a little bit too old. 2.8 gigahertz Pentium 4 doesn't really cut it nowadays, but I can Google my name though. Okay, well, I can go to like any, what is it? Yeah, let's go to my Steam. Okay, well, yeah, Steam loads. That's my Steam profile on a messed up color map. But look at that, if I tab out, oh, that's just how many colors we have available. This is not more than like 16 colors. Huh, that's actually kind of cool looking, what it did to that picture. What about, what? It shows the orange as blue. That's interesting. I thought it would show up as like red or something. Okay, yeah, so it shows up like kind of reddish in this, but then if I tab out, then it shows up as like blue. Okay, so maybe I shut down this machine just so I can go put in a GPU in here so it's not trying to use this weird 16 color thing. You're back with the Radeon 7000 installed, so now we should be able to have a proper graphics output device. Okay, yeah, we're back and the color's fine. Great. Let's go and get ourselves a web browser again. Try that one more time. Uh-oh, I opened it twice. No, stop, I opened it, no. Yeah, there we go. I mean, yeah, I can load my Steam here. I don't know why the text is here under the profile picture. I think it thinks that it's like mobile Steam or something. I zoom out and it looks fine. But yeah, no, everything's loading fine this time. The colors are correct. All right, so it's been a couple of days. I have been sitting here kind of playing around with this thing, getting myself a bit more familiarized with TinyCore, figuring out how things work, and I figured out a lot of things, and I'm ready to do a little bit more testing. And check this out. Would you look at that? There's Window Maker on here. Now, I don't know what's wrong with the bottom bar, like the dock, but I installed the graphics driver, and I'll get on that a bit later, but ever since I installed the graphics driver, it just kind of does this, and it's really awful. I mean, the dock still works, it's just, I don't know really what's going on here. But, you know, I have everything here. It's installed on a hard drive. We're good. So, first thing, I figured out what all the options here for the App Store and Package Manager. I noticed that I had these options here in the bottom left, and I didn't quite understand what they meant, and I figured it out. So, on boot means that it's downloaded, it's installed, and it will load the program on startup. It'll, like, load it into RAM. On demand means that it's downloaded, installed, but doesn't load on startup. It'll only load when it's required. Download plus load, I believe these two are temporary. Download and load means like one-time download, and download only is just like, okay, download but don't load it. So back when I tried to install Quake and get that working, I was getting some sort of libgl error or something like that. I don't quite remember what it was, but it couldn't find the display mode. So what I went ahead and did is I found there's a graphics driver that I needed. It was F86 Video Radeon, something like that, and I installed that. It installed a graphics package, and so now every time I open up Quake 2, it's a different issue. You can see the screen flashes. It's trying to get the thing to work. For some reason, it calls on some AVX 512 instruction that I definitely do not have on this Pentium 4 system that I'm on right now. Then it says I can't load a certain file. So I've kind of just gave up trying to get Quake to work. Normal Quake doesn't really work either. There is also something called Dark Places Quake. And this one, I actually haven't tried this one yet, but the screen's like flashing, but I don't think it's going to come up. I don't think it's going to start working here. Oh, no way. Oh, no way, no way. Okay, we have Dark Places Quake. Yo. Hold on a second. I need to turn up the brightness or something. This is awful, but we have it. Beautiful. Now, the sound doesn't work. I have a Sound Blaster Live in here, and also it knows what the onboard thing is, but it just doesn't want to work, so... Well, hey, I'm actually glad that we were able to get something working. Yeah, it's kind of laggy. I'm playing this at 1280 by 1024 right now, so... Actually, I think this is software rendering, too, so it's using the CPU. This is the shareware copy of the game, but, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Good old Quake. All right. Let's get out of here. Do I need to burst your face open for trying to quit? Yeah. Sorry, man. So I also went ahead and installed Thunner on here. I have a USB drive that I got in here, so we can test some multimedia. I do have a video player. Believe I have that on here. Well, I did. Also, I figured out how to use the package manager in the terminal. So you can do TCE-load, and you can do --H to kind of get a general understanding of what's going on. Usually if you want to download and install something, you would do -WI and then the package name. So TC load -WI. We can go, yeah, feh. Already downloaded, yeah. Now if I go back here, I should probably see it, yeah, feh. Okay, this is very, very big. but what is the default key to zoom out with FE? I don't remember. Okay, so V makes it fit on the full screen. Fun fact, I took this picture, also open this one with FE, and I took this picture too. Look at that, what a cool picture. Yeah, some of these are the right aspect ratio, so they fit fine on the monitor. Some of them are not. Next test I have here, I have some videos that I would like to play. This one I believe is 1080p, this one I know is 4K. Let's see if it can play 1080p, and I have MPlayer, which is a CLI app. It would be, you go MPlayer, we can just choose one, so AT, well, oh, whoops, AT, boom. Oh my god, okay, well it's playing at 1080p, this is a clip of me. Okay, it's... What is happening? I don't even think it's using the GPU here. I think this is all on the CPU, but okay, this is definitely using the CPU because if it wasn't, the system would not be this slow. Oh my god. Okay, well, it paused. I don't know how it paused. Please just kill. So, it pins the system while it's paused. What's going on there? How do you make it full screen on MPlayer? Okay, it's a launch option. I hold right click on, oh, finally, kill. Please. Please. Oh my god. To make it full screen, you just, you do mplayer-fs, and then... Can it play the whole thing, please? Why is it paused like this? I don't understand. It's going between 2 frames. So apparently if you do mplayer, we'll keep the full screen option, but you can add... There's 2 options here. You can do either XV or OpenGL. Let's try GL first, and then we'll do XV. So you do -VO and then GL for OpenGL. If you wanted XV, just VOXG. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's playing a lot better, actually. Well, I don't know about a lot better, but you can kind of see what's going on this time. It's super slow, but what are you gonna do? It's a Radeon 7000. Dude, it's so slow. The playback is so slow. Yeah, that's the clip. It's pretty fucking hard to watch with this being really slow and kind of choppy, but... Okay, well this is 1080p. Let's try a 4K clip. And we'll stay with the OpenGL option at full screen. Okay, let's go. It's actually playing, and it's playing with more frames than I thought it would be. Yeah, also I filmed this clip here. Max Car 317 before it was wrapped. Yeah, well, that's that. That's 4K clip for you. Let's try it on the CPU this time. See if it's any worse. Oh yeah, it's a lot worse. But, okay, yeah, it does this weird stopping thing where it pauses I think it's like buffering or something. And there it goes, it continues, and then it pauses again. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not doing that. I don't know what it's doing. Let's quit that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for it to unfreeze before it quits. Okay, so the zoom is pretty laggy on FE, I just realized that. Well, anyways, this has been overall a pretty damn amazing experience, to be honest. Video playback performance is pretty poor, but that's just because of my super old hardware that I'm running this on right now. But anyways, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, hit like. If you really like this video, consider supporting me on Patreon. Dislike this video if you hate old hardware or modern Linux running on old hardware, or if you just hate me. Go ahead and join the Discord server, there'll be a link in the description. Also, I have a PO box now. Here's the address on screen. If you want to send me something, go ahead, I'll open it in a video. I have a ton more videos I'm working on that'll be out soon, and I have a couple exclusives that'll be going up on Patreon here soon as well, so stay tuned.